Hey, welcome everybody to the Here If You Need Me podcast. I'm your host Shakir, and today I got a special guest with me, man. This is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Known him for a long time. What it's been? '09,
Oh nine, oh eight, oh eight, oh
'08,
nine.
'08, '09. You know what I'm saying? It's my big brother. And I actually met him through my best friend. And since then we've been locked in from making music to
Yes,
just
sir.
chopping it up. Anytime I ever needed him for anything, always been there for me. Want to say that on camera too, bro. I
For sure.
appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Like anytime you needed me, man. Anytime I needed him, man, he was always there for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? From the littlest
My
things,
dog.
you know what I'm saying? Just life. But right now, man, bro doing some real good things, man. I just wanted to bring him on here and let him talk about his experience, you know what I'm saying? Right now, he in school for nursing. And I'm like, damn, not too many people get to, especially black males. I don't get to hear their story too much. Maybe I haven't searched for the story, but oftentimes when I'm watching stuff like EYL, shout out to EYL and stuff like that, or and no knock to them, like love what they're doing. They help actually inspire me to do this too. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just didn't. I haven't seen a black male nurse speak, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know shit get crazy out there. I know
Yeah.
shit get wild out there, man, in that field, man.
I mean, so right now, I'm right now. I'm just the aide, but still, you still see a lot of shit, and it just I don't know, like just from being in so first off from being in school, cause I'm still in school, and when you learning this shit, it's like then you hop into the field like you just or you like from clinical experience to actually like just the school experience is different.
And let them know you passed that one thing, man. What's that test called?
The Hesse, I ain't get the NCLEX shit. The NCLEX, that's when I'ma really be. You pass the Hesse, that's got that out
The,
to get out.
the
But
Hesse, the Hesse, cool though. What's the
no,
Hesse?
the
Tell
Hesse,
them what's the Hesse. Tell people what the
so
Hesse
the
is.
Hesse is pretty much the exam you gotta pass to get out of school.
Mm,
So like a lot of times most people say that's harder than the NCLEX. I ain't took the NCLEX yet.
okay,
Um, but they say the NCLEX is hard is easier than Hesse.
okay.
Um, just from seeing the types of questions you could like the Hesse, it just be having a lot of I don't know the questions on there be crazy. I ain't gonna fake it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, man, I don't know what this like. It be I don't know. It be crazy worded. But then the NCLEX questions just seem more straightforward.
okay,
So that's the NCLEX is what I gotta take to actually get my license and all that.
okay.
So that's what we working on right now.
How you feeling about that?
I be having my days, man. I ain't gonna fake. Sometimes I hop on and
I'm about to say detail these days for the people, man.
some days I hop on, I do some questions, and let's say I do like a 20 question segments, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get 18 out of 20, 17 out of 20, 15 out of 20, 18 out of 20. And then some days I be like 7 out of 20, 5 out of 20. I be like, God damn. So it be up and down, man.
It's a process.
Yeah, I ain't gonna fake it. I be my good days I be on and I be smoking shit, and then other days I be like, God damn, am I gonna pass this?
I'm about to say, so talk about how you sustain your confidence in winning situations like where it seemed like when you having them ups and them downs, like you feel hot one day and then you just ice
I
cold.
mean,
Like how do you sustain confidence?
just the good days help me do it. So like, just because I know it's a part of I know it's a part of the procedure. I know it's a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything ain't everything in 100. So just the good day. As now if I my good days outweigh my bad days, that's how I know I'm doing right.
Right.
I'm doing all right because I know I'm gonna see the ones, even those questions that I get when I'm 5 out of 20, 8 out of 20. I know I'm gonna see them again.
Mm-hmm.
And them questions I didn't get right, I'm gonna see them again, and I'm gonna put them in my head.
And they more familiar.
Right, exactly. So, pretty much the more I go, and the more as long as I'm not going backwards,
Right.
I know we moving forward.
Okay.
But in the middle of them days, like so, that's looking at it from in hindsight.
Right.
But when I'm in the middle of them days, I'm like, yo, I'm dumb as shit.
So would you think that with that being the case, I'm sure you're learning a lot about yourself right now going through this process too.
Nah, for sure.
Because you just came. All right. So you talk a little bit about your education prior to this.
Prior to nursing,
Prior to nursing, yeah.
I was just high school when I did a little bit of college.
Okay.
Did like a year of college, but
Now I asked that to say, so how far removed were you
oh,
from school
shit.
before you went back to college? To
I just
nursing?
went back to school last year in last year,
22, and you
2022.
you had been out.
And I had been out since shit. I graduated in '09.
So talk a little
I
bit
went to
about
school
that, man.
like 2010. All right, so for
Speak to
real,
that experience because I know it's a lot of other people who
I
hadn't
ain't
been
gonna
to
fake,
school.
man. For me, when it comes to that, it had to be. I had to go back when I was ready to go back. It
Yeah.
was a long. It was. I had to really be. It had to. I had to have no more nerves about it.
Mm-hmm.
I had been having dreams like for years before nursing. I had been having dreams like, man, like where the scariest thing was school for some reason. I don't know, but I wanted to go back.
Uh huh.
But I just knew like I didn't want to go back and not finish. And that was a big fear of mine. Like it was a big fear of mine to go back. Like it was for all them years I would have like it was like nightmares. I don't really have nightmares, but that was a legit nightmare I would have
Yeah.
where I'm in school and I don't finish.
Just failure.
I swear to God, bro. Like, and I would like it would be one year I would want to go, and then I really don't do it. It'll be another year I want to go, and I don't do it. And then for me, I can only say for me, I had to, though after those nerves was really gone, and when I really felt like I was in a good place, because if you go and you're not ready, you're not gonna finish. I don't
Right.
feel you can force yourself to go, but if you're not really mentally there or just in a good space,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're gonna do well. And last year when I went and I took my first entrance exam, I felt good. I didn't have no weight on me. It was just like, oh yeah, I can do this. It was like, oh yeah. But it was like I was pretty much like, all right, yeah, I can do this. I felt good about it. It wasn't no nerves because before when I was trying to go back to Tri C, the whole time I was nervous. It was all negative thoughts.
Yeah.
I just had negative thought after negative thought. What if I don't finish? Man, what if I don't pat? What if I go through all this? What if I spend this money? What if I? And I
So what made you overcome that shit?
honestly, I guess I already had all the negative part. Or anything that I could have think that was negative was behind me now. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, financially, I was in a better place. I was in a better position. So I think that was a part of it. Even though last year might have been my worst year financially in the past 5-6 years, just because I wasn't working because before school I was on the road, doing contract work, and I was financially doing well.
Yeah.
So I had stacked up. So I guess a part of the nerves was me not being able to juggle work and school. That was a big part. But then last year I was financially in a better place than I had been. Any other time I tried to go back to school. But then last year I came in with a good amount of some funds, and then but last year might have been my worst financial year in years. But I knew I was working towards something.
A sacrifice.
Yeah,
right?
it was a sacrifice. I knew I was working towards something bigger, something that was gonna give me back give me that back
For sure.
10 times.
For
You
sure.
feel me?
Tenfold.
So I feel like it was worth it, and I was in it. I wasn't nervous about nothing. I wasn't.
And beyond the result of the money, how good did it feel just to get back in
That's
and
not.
just
Yeah,
really
it just felt
study
like
and
it felt like I was working towards something. It was because it wasn't no financial. It was no there was no
at that
financial
point in
at
time,
that point,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I just knew like outside of financial, it's like even when I was in a better place, like financially, I was in a never ending. It was a never ending loop. Like wherever I was at, it was gonna be this for the rest. I couldn't damn, I can't do this for the rest of my life.
right.
I don't. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because there's niggas it's people who
Understandable. People they get to their regimen and
But
they'll be fine
I
with
just
it.
felt like after so many years of doing what I was doing, I just wanted to get to another place, and I made So I just felt it was time. Really, it was just time for me to do something different. On top of that, I wanted to be able to be home with my kids because I was on the road a lot. I was always on the road, so I'm like, you know what? I want to be able to do something, be at home, and be able to support my kids when I'm at home for real.
That's a beautiful thing, bro.
And then on top of that, like
Speak a little bit, just not to go too off, bro. So how many kids is?
2.
2 kids.
Yeah,
And,
one boy, one girl.
1 boy, 1 girl.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, man. I'm asking this like I don't know, but
nah, do your thing, man.
but that's what's up, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're the interviewer, you know what I mean? You
no,
gotta.
no. But,
So, how many kids do you have?
no,
Oh, that's
and just a little bit
Yeah.
about that experience. I know that in the back of your head had to help.
Oh no,
on
for
any
sure. Yeah,
time
no,
though.
for sure. Cause it's like I know they gonna be good. Like no, they mom is a nurse,
Mm, mm,
so they already on that hand. And then now
for
I'm
sure.
going to school, so that was a real big
Y'all
thing.
patting that
Cause
finance for them. Y'all patting
oh
that
no,
up.
for sure. You know what I mean? They they don't be needing for shit. You feel me? Like that's one of the best things
I
as
know
a
that feel
parent.
great, bro.
I swear to God, like even though like I was saying, like I was on the road, and when I was on the road, she was in school, so we know we weren't together and shit like that. But that's my dog, so and they my mama's kids. I mean, they my kid, they my kid's mama.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if I'm able to do something, I'm able to do something. And now like through my year, like I said, I had a not a good year, like financially. The year was cool, but like about 6 months in, when
Yeah.
that money started drying up and shit, and I really gotta work. I ain't really had the.
And what made you look at life? Cause see, in order when stuff happen like that, you know what I'm saying? Like when the pendulum get to swinging and shit like that,
Yeah,
in between that time, first of all, talk about how important it is that you, cause it's this thing, right? This theory, and even you'll hear Hov say it. Eventually, the pendulum swings,
right.
or the pendulum, however they say it.
No,
But
for sure.
you know, and it makes you think. For me, I took on the mentality that the things that you do in between that time is so important. Because you could be up, right, and you could just be living like you up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or you could be up and you could be, plotting for precipitation
yeah.
and patting as much as you can so that when it
So
swing,
when it
because
swing,
it's going,
you know it's
it's
coming
coming.
down, right?
You give yourself a little pat. And so talk a little bit of, because me personally knowing you, not to put your financial business out there, but I know that you had some preparation. Talk a little bit, speak to that. Like, did that have a impact too on
For
your
sure, for
decision to
sure.
go ahead?
Now, with that saying, with that pendulum swinging, you had to had been on both sides to realize that bitch swing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you ain't never been down, you don't know that it is a down. So and then when you up, you think that because I within them 5 years, I had been up and I had fucked up a lot of shit. I had fucked up a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
Um, like shit was taken care of, but any extras, it wasn't no extras.
Mm.
Bills was paid. My kid's mom, she was in school at the time, and I was, helping her with that shit. And then, but then when something came, I done fucked off a lot of bread.
Mm-hmm.
So that was early on. So I had to learn from that.
For sure.
So then I realized, all right, cool. I can still have fun, but I gotta put this to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stack this. I can play with this. This is for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's one of like for real, one of my biggest like pleasures is I guess pleasures. One of my biggest pleasures is being able to help for real. I really enjoy.
Man, me too, bro.
I like being like that's I don't know. It's just something like it sound like cliche. I don't know if it sound fake or if it like not because people say that shit, but I legit like have a desire, like real like doing this is because I want to help. Like just even when I was on the road, a lot of that shit was for family, like
Mm-hmm.
not just my kids or people who live in my house, but
Mm-hmm.
like if somebody hit me up, like yo,
You been there
this
for
is
me.
for sure. And it's just a thing I really enjoy being able to be that. So even when I'm gone, like
Mm-hmm.
that was a good nigga. And everybody
sure.
say, and everybody, that's something that everybody say. But I want to be at least remember like he was a good nigga. His heart was good. He did,
Sure.
he if he could, he would.
For sure.
And that's how I want to.
And you ain't heard nothing, two things about it.
Yeah, and that's what
You know what I mean?
Yeah, ain't no. I
It's
don't.
just straight up and down. So you can or you can't.
I don't want no bad shit. I want when I'm gone. Like I mean, I'm 31, so I don't plan on leaving no time soon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a part of my something I really enjoy doing. I really enjoy being somebody for people, like somebody. You feel me? So that's a part of it. At the same time, I want my kids to be good. I want my kids to be straight. So that's a part of it. But like you were saying, make sure it's make sure I'm stacking for that when that pendulum does swing. And that's really what everything leading up to last year was for real. Cause going into school, I was straight,
For sure.
and
I know that took stress off.
oh no, for sure,
'Cause
yeah,
I know that shit gets stressful. My mother was going through it.
yeah.
She a nurse now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
did
I
it.
forget you told me
I
that.
remember
Yeah,
y'all had that conversation. Y'all was
Yeah.
having a conversation. Yeah, she did it, bro. So
she did her English, she passed and everything.
she official. She out there.
Let's
She
go,
in the field, man. She in the
let's
field.
go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mama Dukes. You know what I mean? But yeah, though,
That's what's up.
Yeah, bro. That's why when I'm seeing you do it, man, I'm just like, damn, man, that's an exciting moment, bro. And a lot of I don't know if what it was in the past about it or whatever, but man, nurses is getting to it. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga.
Nurses is getting to it, and to see somebody that I know, I'm like, damn, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But speak a little bit because I remember you telling me that, you know what I'm saying, like, at first, and I ain't trying to bring too much up off
However,
the
no, however it
conversation,
go.
but
Yeah.
he told me like, at first you was thinking like, it's a great money play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then
Yeah.
once you got into it, and speak a little bit about the changes that happened in your mentality once you
Okay.
got into it.
So being honest, like I was saying, it was a financial move for me. It was it's money out here to be made,
For sure.
and I want to be able to come home and, like I said, make money. I feel like I talk a whole lot about money. Damn. No,
Yeah.
but that was the whole idea
No,
of it.
real talk.
That's the whole idea of it originally. A job is a job,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been working. You know what I mean? So I'm only working for money is what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I became a nursing assistant. In my mind at first, I was like, man, that's a job for women. That's how I felt. Like, I don't want to come off crazy, but like,
No, that's speak
honestly,
to it.
because even when I got into it, you would be like, oh, okay. So it was either when I would go into the nursing homes and stuff like that, and the nurses would be like or even the aides is crazy. They'd be like, what made you do this?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, cause you look straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
They said,
but for
'cause you
real,
look straight. That's what they said to you.
Shorty was like, can I
Damn.
ask you a question? I was like, yeah, what's up? She's like, I want to know why you do. I'm not to be offensive, but like, cause I don't really see a lot of straight dudes doing this, and usually it's they play for the other. She said they play for the other team, and
Wow.
I'm like, man, yeah, no. She's like, but you don't seem like that. I'm like, no, I'm in school, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh, you better be a nurse. I said, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, cool. But being an aide and working with the patients like directly
Mm-hmm.
really changed my really made like, okay, yeah, it's a job, but like I guess going with that helping people like I was saying earlier, that's it opened up something for me. Like I
Yeah.
really enjoy like being working bedside with the
For sure.
residents with the residents, clients, whatever
Mhm.
you want to call them.
For sure.
I really enjoy it. Like it's just
They give you a sense of fulfillment, maybe.
yeah, for real, it does. And then like, especially when you go into a place and then they request you, like, or they ask where you at, or like, oh, we ain't seen you since, cause I do a agency,
Yeah.
so I hop around different nursing homes, whoever need help, where if it's open,
Yeah.
and I fill in spots. But I pretty much go to the same handful of spots constantly,
Yeah.
and when I hop up, it's like, oh hey Tay, and when they remember your name, like nigga, like that's for sure. I'm like, all
Great
right, bet.
feeling.
Or then when you gone for about a week or a couple of days,
They happy to see you.
You hop in, or even like, so I was at one spot and I hopped in, and it was a new nurse. It was a nurse who I never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
But I was filling my name out, put my name. And she's like, oh, you Alontae? She's like, oh, you be having I had braids.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, you the one with the afro? Let me see your shoes. And I had like these blue shoes on.
Yeah.
Because that's like, they older people, so they if they don't know my name, they know me by I wear these bright blue color these Nikes.
Yeah.
And they be like oh, I remember. If they don't remember me off rip, they be like, oh, you do. I remember you. I remember them shoes.
Yeah.
Or they be like, oh, you got the afro, yeah. So when I pulled in, she was like, oh, you the dude with the afro. They like you. They be talking about you. They like you.
That's what's up.
And I'm like, yeah, like it's like fulfilling for real. Like
sure.
it's like, oh, for sure. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, or when they talk to me and they're like, oh, you do good. You're good at this. Like when I'm dealing with a patient.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh yeah, you're one of the good ones. You're a good one. You do well. You do good.
That's what's
Some people,
up.
thanks for talking to me. Thanks for, and like
That mean a lot to them.
Yeah,
man.
it-
And
they-
you gotta look at it what point of their life. A lot of the people,
Bruh.
in,
all their friends gone. Like even though they in a nursing home, right? But a lot of times, a lot of people are like in bed. They on hospice, so they in bed for days at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and they might only get up to. A lot of people don't have family members who come in.
Yeah.
Some people do. Some people, they family gone, or some people family in another state. So when they get to talking, and you just sit there and you just listen a little bit. If I got time, for sure I'm gonna talk. Like I'm just having it, cause it don't take nothing for me to just sit there and listen.
For sure.
And then a lot of times you get a lot of gems from the people who've been around the city for a long time.
For sure.
Oh, I remember when this used to be here. Oh yeah, Muhammad Ali came and he was here.
Yeah.
And then so you catching up.
You
Like,
get history. You get
he like,
history.
yeah, he like, dang.
Yeah.
Or you talking to a police officer, he like, yeah, I remember I used to walk the beat. Like he's like, what? He like, yeah, we know some people had cars but I used to walk, you know, and then I remember this neighborhood used to be all like this, and you got the black cop. Oh yeah, this neighborhood used to be full of black people, and then this happened, and they did this, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And then I was at one place with the first black what is he the Catholic priest. He was the first black priest in like the northern Cleveland, greater Cleveland area, and like he was like, yep, and I'm like, dang, like really, like he like yeah. And he about I forget how old he is. Really like it's just I don't know. You just get a lot of you just catch a lot of things like dang that's crazy like wow.
So speak to your early childhood, your upbringing, man. Did that have any effect on just you wanting to win, bro? Because obviously it started with you just wanting to win, and what triggered that? You know what I mean? Was that always there, or what triggered that if from as early as you can recall? Some of your moments where I gotta get it,
It's just, I mean, so I guess it's just feeling like I think it's more so less win and more like gotta get it, cause it didn't seem I think winning more make it seem like more like a competition.
Right.
But I took it more like a gotta get it like provide type shit. So like I was up to like maybe. My mom, she's married she was married to my stepdad, and he was what I saw, like what I modeled as a man.
Yeah.
And he just, I felt like he provided, and I'm like, I just when I become at that age, I want to be able to provide.
For sure.
I just want to, and then prior to that, before they got together, it was just me and my mama. So I'm like, man, I want to be able to get my mama out of just the typical thing that a nigga, I want my mama to get out of here because we was in the projects. We stayed in Longwood.
Okay.
So it was like, and at the time, I ain't really see it as a bad. Sometimes you like, oh, this is, I ain't really see it as a bad thing. It's just where I live.
You live it.
So I ain't really know like I'm where shit get.
You impoverished. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't know that. I'm just, and my mama, she made it work.
For
She
sure.
was, sometimes you get some parents who, there's people who like live where they live, and they just there. My mom was, she had me when she was 18.
Wow.
I was like 5 years old. We went to Disney World.
I never knew that, bro.
Oh yeah, she had me. So she had me when she was 18. So
that's what's up, man.
Like, nigga, we went to Disney World. Like that don't happen like to a lot of kids in the hood.
Right.
You feel
right.
me? My mama
I
was never
just think about Disney World, taking somebody to Disney World. I ain't never been to Disney
see
World.
Shit like that. Like that's just the.
I ain't been in Disneyland.
Niggas ain't been in none of that. But that's what I'm saying. Like my mama, she made it happen. Like it was never an excuse for. We was gonna hop on a bus and get there. You feel me? So I felt like it's really difficult for me to even like say I can't.
For sure.
Because she made it. Cause nigga, my grandmama, she was a product of the 80s.
Right.
And what happened in the 80s. Dope and shit. So my grandmama, she was a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And my mama, she didn't let that shit define her. You feel me? Like,
for sure.
Her mother was on drugs, and my mama fought through that shit. So I can't say nothing about nothing. You feel me?
Right.
I ain't got no choice but to move forward.
You developed that, seeing that.
Exactly.
Seeing that that example.
And like that's the thing. Like my mom, I feel my mom one of the strongest person I know for real. Like, and she gonna keep it. She gonna make it happen. Like she ain't no reason why it ain't gonna happen. Mm-hmm. And even as an adult, she's still like my back. Like she part of my support system.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I like them years when I
always gonna need one
for man, nigga, for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. So
you always gonna need one, no matter how good we doing.
Yep. Cause sometimes you just need them words, but yeah.
Yeah, man. So I want to ask you two more questions, man. First of all, when you take this test, man?
I'll take it. It's in March. I ain't scheduled it yet, but I gotta get my all my numbers and shit.
Okay.
But when that come through,
That's beautiful though.
Then
March. That's next month.
yeah, cause in April it switch up the test switch.
Okay. So you gonna be
So
able to get
yeah,
it in and fit it in.
I want to get it in before then.
You gonna knock
Even though
that out.
I hear a lot of mixed reviews. I hear sometimes they say oh the new one's gonna be easier, and then some people like nah the old one is easier. So
Either way it go,
we
you
gonna
gonna
find
prepare
out.
yourself
Yeah,
for either one. That's what
I
it
ain't
is.
prepared myself for the second one. I prepared myself for the first one. I ain't trying to take that. Nigga, I ain't trying to take that second one, nigga.
Hey,
Let me stop playing. Go
I'm
fake
talking
it.
about some either way it go.
Nah,
You gonna
nigga,
prepare
I'm
yourself for
preparing
either
the
one.
I'm preparing for the one before April, nigga. I ain't gonna fake with you.
No, I don't blame you. So when you take that and pass that, we gotta have you back on so you can talk about the experience with that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
And I get $20 off my Verizon account.
Ooh, that's clutch. No, what do you mean? You save 20 bones a month. Do you know what that is? 20,
Man, listen.
What's 20? What's 20 times 12? Your math better than mine. 20 times 10 is
440. I mean 240. My fault. 240.
You say $240, bro,
Yeah, 240.
in a year fucking with that. So, my next question.
Yep.
What is being a man? This is my last question. What is being a man and a leader to your family look like to you?
Looks like
To your family, not
to my
not
family. No,
nobody
not to
else.
my family. No, for sure. Being there for sure.
Mhm.
Just showing up. First off, to me, that means like showing up, just being there.
Mhm.
Whether like fuck anything else, just being there.
Presence.
And when you call, I'm there. Knowing that without a shadow of a doubt, when you need daddy, I'm there.
For sure.
That's number one. Second off, making sure y'all ain't got to want for shit.
Provision.
I don't want to. It's not a point where, like, first off, not need for shit. That's what I should say first. Not need for shit, and then the wants come second.
Mhm.
But just that the basic needs are taken care of. Then after that, everything goes. I can't. Like I had, I had my stepdad growing up for the most part, and it's no slight to my my real dad, my dad,
Yeah.
but it was certain shit like I just knew. I don't want to even sound like I'm talking bad about him, but it's just shit that I seen the good and I seen the bad of what I believe a man who provides is.
Right.
And I know what I don't want for my kids. I know what I want, so I feel like making sure I show up
Show up every day.
every day as much as I can on my bad
With a good
days, on my
attitude.
good days. Yeah, I mean, the attitude ain't gonna always be good. It ain't gonna fake like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes,
No.
nigga.
And you know what I'm saying that
But that
what I mean by attitude is not this. You're gonna have different moves.
yeah, for sure.
But see, I feel like your attitude is constant, man. Like,
Okay,
because
yeah,
tomorrow
for sure.
you gonna get back on track.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
And your attitude was that even that it's just you had
That's
you
just
had
a
a
mo-
mood.
that's
That was
that's
the
a
moment
mood. That's
that
a
you
mood.
was
That's more
going
of a
as a
mood.
mood.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
Yeah,
what I
so
mean?
yeah,
Because your attitude is saying your attitude is gonna check you. Even if you don't do the right thing, your attitude is going to try to check you. If you know you about to, yell at your kid out of anger about something else that ain't got nothing to do with them, your attitude gonna try to check you.
respect.
If you weren't able to stop it, your mood just won.
Yeah,
Your emotions won.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But your attitude is gonna try to check you. And that's letting you know who you are first.
Right.
That's what keep you in check of your morals and your values.
Respect. So with that saying, attitude is definitely positive. Great attitude towards
Yeah.
it. Even no matter what the mood is, like you were
Mhm.
saying. So like that's number one, man. Like just making sure they straight and being there, and then at the same time showing cause it's a lot of influence, right? Like now my brain moving now, cause it's a lot of influence on kids now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you said family, but when I think family, I'm thinking like directly my children.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of influence right now. They got phones, you feel me? And these phones is you be saying like they know shit that I ain't know when I was 15, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And they 8 and 11.
Yeah.
So it's like even though they got that, they able to see that being that positive influence or being the influence, so they can see like, yo, that's there, but this is this. Like so, I forgot where I was going, low key. I low key lost my train of thought.
But it's all right, bro, because we were talking about we was transitioning
that's
out of attitude.
That's what I was saying. Pretty much letting my kids know this is what. First off, as a man, no matter what, however you see it, whatever this world is, you gonna be a young man, bro.
For sure.
And you gon' I believe a man. I believe this is me. I don't know. I believe a man is made to lead. I don't care about none of that other little
I
shit.
agree.
How that shit go. You gonna be a man. You gonna lead. But it don't mean just because you got a dick, you lead. You the leader.
It don't mean dominate.
It don't. It don't.
And I think that's
no,
the confusion, dominance and
not
leading.
even dominating. Just because you a man. No, I think you are set up to lead. But just
sure.
because you got a dick, don't mean you a leader.
Right.
You got a lot of you see a lot of these niggas be like, man, this bitch ain't gonna follow me. These hoes don't want to know. You gotta be that, bro. You gotta be that. You gotta demonstrate that. Cause why would she just follow you? Just because you a nigga.
You said so.
Yeah. Show me a reason to follow you. Give me a reason.
Yeah.
You feel me?
For sure.
And that's the same. So on the opposite side, I have a daughter, and I want my daughter to have a man to be who
was always demonstration.
Who gonna demonstrate what a leader is, and I can only show. I gotta be here to show her. Yo, this is what a nigga is. So when you do deal with a man, he not qualified as a leader because he got a dick. Right. But you should be willing to follow him if he shows you what to follow. You feel me? At the same, so it's like a lot of that shit. It's just I feel that's a part of being a dad or being a leader to my kids. I want them to know what a leader looks like.
For sure.
So that one can be the leader, then one is willing to follow. My daughter following a man don't make her like a nigga lackey or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But that's just how I believe the structure of a family is.
Understandable.
That's just me personally.
Understandable.
I know a lot of people. Right now,
if it's a good man that she's following, why? You know this. You know the law of this world. So why would you be upset if she has a good leader, man? You know, there's no reason to be.
But you know how this works. That's why I'm saying. So I just address the world because I know the world gonna be like,
yeah,
she shouldn't. And I'm not training my daughter to be a follower. I'm training her to be led. Like it's fine to be. It's okay to be led as a woman.
For sure.
I don't know if I just went to a whole other podcast topic,
okay.
but that's something different because I know a lot of people against that shit, bro.
That's all right. But that's something that we just address here on the Here If You Need Me podcast, and we're gonna address a lot more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to get into that with you, man, before we closed out.
Respect.
And I just want to say I appreciate you for coming on, man, and talking about your experience.
Thanks for
we looking forward to hearing, you know what I'm saying, the more good things, and then you're going to tell us the more juicy stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to put me on with Nurse Lisa or some shit like that.
Nurse Lisa or some shit. I don't know. We're going to have Nurse like Keita. I don't know. So it was a black name, nigga. Fuck. What's he just said? Lisa? Nah, nigga.
There's still black Lisas out here?
It is black Lisas, but I want like a Erica. A Sharonda, nigga. I'm going to put you on with Rashida. Nurse Rashida. Fuck you talking about. Yeah. With the cheeks, nigga.
Hey, man. I appreciate y'all for joining episode 4 on the Here If You Need Me podcast, man. Thank you for everybody who tuned in.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you again, Brody. Thank you for everybody who tuned in the past 3 episodes. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe, comment.
Share, subscribe.
I would highly appreciate it, man.